Hi, I'm Chris Oldland, Editor-in-Chief of Field Service News, and welcome to this, the second of 4 excerpts from our presentation that I recorded with John Hunt, Managing Director of EMEA, where John and I discussed how service leaders are adapting to the changing world of field service. The full presentation, which is available for fieldservicenews.com subscribers within our premium content library, is also available on the link below. If you're not yet a Field Service News subscriber, click the link, complete the form, and this presentation, the full presentation, will be sent to you if you'd like to hear more. But on to the second excerpt. So in the first part of this conversation, we discussed exactly how much the world of field service is changing. In reflection of those huge changes that we are seeing as we move away from the traditional break-fix models towards guarantees of uptime and a more servitized business, as we embrace technologies such as IoT, augmented reality, etc. And as we face up to the fact that our customers are more informed and more demanding than ever before, we really need to think more about our key performance indicators. So this section is where John and I discuss rethinking those KPIs and looking at what the key performance metrics of today's field service operations should be.
From your perspective, in terms of advising the clients that you work with, the companies that you work with, the organizations there, is there a set amount of KPIs or a rough idea? Can there be too many? Can we monitor too much? In a world where there's data everywhere, can we be monitoring too much? I mean, how many KPIs should a field service company be focusing on, and how should they identify the areas that are most pressing for them?
So that answer is dependent upon a lot of variables, some of which we just talked about in our last example. But it depends on a lot of variables such as complexity of their service model, the market sector they operate within. Those are unique to each company, dependent upon their overarching strategy or that foundation we talked about. Just some examples. So do they handle parts logistics, or are they a third-party service only provider that's dependent upon the original manufacturer to deliver those parts and handle the logistics? Are they more long cycle projects driven or short cycle service call oriented? Right. So there is no one size fits all, but in our general experience, we see anywhere between 4 to 10 measures or key performance indicators are likely to be the best key in most types of service delivery company. Right. So as a doctor would only prescribe a medication or a treatment following an evaluation of the patient.
Yes.
So should a services organization choose their KPIs or their key business health indicators.
Okay. Yep.
Following an assessment of their business from the top down, from the bottom up, and from the middle outwards to partners, the contingent workforce, and so on. And that's got to be revisited and refined periodically as the business and the industry changes over time. Now, those refinements, typically minor course corrections, not 180-degree turns so that your customer base and your employee base don't know which direction you're going. It's got to anchor back to what is hoped is a clear vision and core values set by the service organization. So to boil it down super simply, companies in the field services business employ technicians who install and deinstall machines and do preventative maintenance or unscheduled repairs and upgrades. One sentence, that's what we do, right? That's what the services organizations that we serve do. And to optimize those, the value of those tasks, it's essential that organization achieves max efficiency in all related processes, upstream and downstream, just like the dispatch of technicians, tracking of inventory, completion of orders, especially the first time visit. So to give some examples, I think typical KPIs would maybe fall into 4 key categories and then 7 specific KPIs, just to give an example in that 4 to 7 range. So task completion, productivity, inventory, and CSAT, customer satisfaction, right? So the 7 in those categories would be, again, not a one size fits all, but to give some examples. First time fix is an incredibly important KPI. SLA compliance, mean time to resolution, right? So that's around task completion. Productivity, technician utilization, and travel time. Inventory, average parts usage, slow moving inventory, and then CSAT, what is their Net Promoter Score? And remember that Net Promoter Score question, for those that aren't familiar with it, is called the ultimate question, is would you recommend my services brand to a business colleague or friend? and there's a score scale. So there's just some specific examples of some that we see being pretty common across most businesses.
Okay, so this brings us to the end of this particular excerpt from the series. And now remember, if you've enjoyed this conversation, if this is a conversation and these are topics that are important to you in your role as a field service professional, there is a full 45-minute discussion where John and I went deeper into some of these topics. And that is available for you if you're a fieldservicenews.com subscriber. It's already there in our premium content library waiting for you. Now, if you're not a fieldservicenews.com subscriber yet, good news is you can still access the full presentation. There will be a link below. You need to click that link and complete the brief form that's there. Please do, of course, read the terms and conditions, and having completed that, you will gain access to the full presentation. But for now, thanks ever so much to John for joining me on this excellent discussion, and thank you all for taking the time to listen. We'll see you again soon. Take care.